welcome to episode 6 of Creative Confidence. As usual, I'm joined by Katie Teasdale-Ward from Kudosity, and we are going to be taking a look at forward focusing. Hi Katie, how are you?
Hello, Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you. It's been a long time coming.
Oh my gosh. Hello to the longest and fastest year that has ever been on record.
Yeah, 2020 has been an odd one, but 2021, who knows what that will bring.
Yes.
So with that in mind, we thought it would be a good idea to have a chat about thinking about things about looking forward, New Year's resolutions kind of, and sort of trying to maintain a positive outlook into 2021. I'm actually struggling to say 2021.
It's a lot of ta-ta.
It is. And I think we've mentioned 2020 so much during 2020, it comes natural to say it.
We're going with the 2-1. That's all we're happy with.
Yeah, it's the big 2-1.
I think we both agreed that we just wanted to be able to offer something that was condensed, positive, and without it being something that was just all bells and whistles and kind of all of that, because I think everybody has got to the end of 2020 and have felt physically and mentally just exhausted. And when you get to that stage, trying to then come back into a new year and go, whoop, it's gonna be awesome, is just gonna be too unrealistic, and too, you're just building yourself up to be even more kind of exhausted. Mm-hmm. So we discussed just to give some kind of back pocket kind of emergency. Okay, this is how we're gonna try and put you in the right frame of mind for going into January. And with that, we talked about how we could do that in the best and most effective way. And one of the things that we've talked about and we wanted to kind of put to SheClicks was that whole idea of starting small. So going into 2021 without abandoning the dreams or the ambition that you may have been, have had over the last few years, but also to not go into January the 1st and that whole January month going, I must do this. I have to get this project off the ground. I have to enter this competition. I must, because all that is doing is almost kind of counterproductive, because you're feeling another level of pressure. So I would suggest that to just look at have some time to think about what it is that you want to achieve as a photographer, and look at kind of how you could do that in bite-sized chunks to begin with. So what would that look like from scaling down for example, entering a competition which deadline is in maybe April? You could think, okay, so the deadline is then. I'm going to look at what the spec is for entering that competition in January, and I'm going to then in February look at the images that I could potentially apply. So it's not I need to enter this competition and I need to do it now and it has to be the best image that I've ever produced. It's looking at it in manageable chunks, so that the ambition is still maintained, but you're not putting so much pressure on yourself that it's going to be hard to even get going.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. And entering a competition is quite a nice target for a year as well, particularly if it's the end of January, then maybe you've got to get your skates on. But if it's April or beyond, you've got some really nice time to think about it and to plan it. And I would say enjoy that process, because it shouldn't be a slog finding your best image or shooting your best image. It should be a fun thing. And if you happen to go on and win it and get the first prize, then that's absolutely fantastic. But see that as a bonus. The point of this is to enjoy the process. Exactly. So to kind of map out where you're going to get to.
Yeah. And I think 2020 was the year where lots of things felt like a chore. And, you know, I think people definitely found photography at the end of the year to be a release. And with that release comes extra creativity, comes that flow, comes that whole kind of pressure releasing. So it's very much, I think 2021 should feel more about finding the enjoyment in the things that you have got access to and are able to do now, but certainly scaling things back into starting small, I think is a good idea.
Yeah. Speaking as somebody who's got a file on my computer called Photographic New Year's Resolutions, which is an article I'm going to write, I know that if you look at any homepage today of a photography website, or maybe over the next few days, you'll see a whole host of things that you could have as a New Year's resolution for this year. And it might be stuff like, organize your files, sort out your lenses, clean your sensor, do all these things. And you can do those. But one thing I think is really, really important is, as Katie says, to break it down and to enjoy the process, but also to bear in mind what the end point is. So if you decide, for example, that you want to organize your hard drive so that you can find all your images and keyword your images, be very careful to set yourself a target every day of doing something like keywording images for half an hour every day, because what tends to happen then is you focus on, I have to do this thing every day for 30 minutes, and it's really boring. But if you look upon it as a kind of end point of, when I have keyworded all my images, I will be able to find X, Y, Z, and sort of try to structure it so that so it's a sensible process, not a massive slug. So you might start to think, any images I create now, I'm going to keyword and put them on my hard drive. But I'm going to tackle last year's images first. So I'm going to start with the images I shot in January last year. And that will be a nice opportunity to revisit what you shot as well. So my point is really to keep an eye on the end goal, but enjoy the process and don't turn it into a massive slog that you end up hating every day and feeling like, oh, I've got to do that 30 minutes. And then you haven't done it at the end of the week and you feel like you've got to do it for 2.5 hours on Sunday instead, because nobody's going to enjoy that.
Exactly. Find the enjoyment in it rather than the kind of must do, have to do. The other thing that we have talked about and we wanted to share was kind of, in January, that social media feels often that it's a case of everyone and their sister has got an idea of how to make you a better person. New year, new you. So whether that's getting fitter, or whether that's, changing your eating habits, whether it's launching a business, whatever it is, there seems just to be on every social media channel some initiative and campaign to make you better than how you are feeling or where you are positioned in your life right now. I think that social media is very good at making you spend money, and it's very good at influencing you into one thing and to another. What I would say, and what I would sort of have at the front of your mind, is to build that social media resilience and kind of that being ready to press mute, ready to press snooze over all of these messages that are coming into you. This whole message of new year, new you, there's nothing wrong with you. You don't need to be new and improved. You're absolutely fine as you are, but you may feel that you want to do different things. It's not about you not wanting to progress, but it is making sure that those messages that you see aren't putting you in a position where you're feeling inadequate, or where you're feeling in a position of vulnerability. So if you start to feel that sort of anxiety, or that start to feel that level of inadequacy, learn to hit mute. It's a really, really powerful tool on social media. You can hit mute, you can snooze, you can unfollow, you can do all of those things. And that could be leaving just different groups and stuff that you've been involved with, if you feel that that's not served you in the best way. So I'm not saying that those are permanent things, but it's certainly a period of time between Christmas and New Year where we're on social media a lot more because, you know, we've got more time at home or whatever it is. Be aware of what you're viewing and what you're being distracted by.
I think one thing that we need to think about is 2020 has been a very odd year. 2021 is going to start a bit strangely. We won't have had a year that started like that before. But hopefully everybody's had some fun over Christmas, over the festive period, and we do have things to look forward to over the coming year. At some point, hopefully all of us will be vaccinated, and the sun will come out, and we will be able to start enjoying ourselves, more normal kind of lifestyles. And that's brilliant. But I think we need to be very careful about champing at the bit and hoping that's going to be at the end of January, the end of February, the end of March. It's kind of what will happen. But just to take every day as it comes and to enjoy your challenges that you set yourself, your resolutions or whatever you want to call them, and help them occupy yourself and grow and enjoy your photography even more. Now, if you choose to, I think it'd be really nice if you have got a particular resolution or challenge in mind for this year. Please share it on SheClicks, because one thing they say about resolutions and challenges is that if you commit to them by saying that you're going to do it, then it helps you carry it forward. But also you might inspire other people in SheClicks, and people are always interested in what other people are doing. So people can suggest some ideas to help you out. They will check in to see how you're getting on. And I don't want that to become another pressure, but it is a nice way of kind of feeling like you're making progress, and it can help you maintain your momentum, really.
Yeah, and it's kind of that view of accountability. Accountability is all a bit of feels sometimes a little bit, somebody checking in. It's not checking in. It's also, there are people who want to support you and want to also have a go. So therefore, if they are able to see how you're getting on, it motivates them to do that, to do the same. So it is definitely worth sharing, even if it's just an idea. I'm thinking about doing this for a winter shoot in December, and what I will need to make that happen is this and this. What do you think? Because then there's no pressure for you to think, actually in December I'm going to get that done. But it's like, coming back to what we said right at the beginning, it starts small, and the idea is to discuss the idea, because as we know, the year goes so ridiculously fast. Before you know it, you're in summer, and then you're into winter, and we're here again. So the idea of starting small can be the idea of just sharing, kind of, I'm thinking about this, what do you think? There's no pressure, but there is certainly an engagement, and it can spark the ideas. And as with all things with SheClicks, it's that community feel of encouragement, motivation, and also just kind of, I really thought about doing that, and let's collaborate.
Yeah, I love the idea of collaboration, and we, hopefully as we get more freedom, we'll be able to collaborate sort of actually physically as well. We'll be able to get together and do shoots, but we can do stuff remotely. I mean, we've had some great chats on the SheClicks coffee mornings every Thursday, and lots of ideas exchanged, and we've come up with a few things we're going to start doing. Anyone who's new to photography, I'm going to be running some webinars to help you understand the basics of exposure and photography, and that's something I'm really looking forward to. And I feel that January is a good month to start it. But I also feel that what's happened during 2020 has helped me sort of prepare to do it, because we started off doing monthly webinars, and then we've moved them to weekly, and I have now a much better idea of how to plan them. So I've kind of grown as somebody who plans webinars, and now I feel I've got some great ideas for what we're going to be doing over the coming months. So I'm really looking forward to getting that rolling.
Also, I think on the same theme, people are now much more comfortable joining webinars, joining Zoom meetings, Facebook Live, whatever it is. you know, a year ago, I think I may have had a Zoom account, but probably didn't use it. Now, you know, it's a verb. Are we Zooming? So it has, 2020 has obviously been really unique, and has delivered its own challenges, but it has given individuals some new techniques and new experiences and new skills that, while we are adapting to whatever 2021 has got in store for us, at least we have got the ability to hold on to that and just go, actually, I could join that webinar because I know how to do it.
Yeah, it's a big step that a lot of people have made during 2020, and I think it's something that's going to help us all learn during 2021. So I think it's probably about time that we just wish you a very happy new year. We hope that you stay safe and happy and creative during 2021.
Absolutely. Happy New Year to everyone.